Twitter writes a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari, and the letter is being leaked by Viola Okolie. According to him, says, "So we just heard with one ear that as a result of the ban imposed on Twitter by President Muhammadu Buhari and the Nigerian government, the microblogging app has been going through a lot of regrets. Therefore, it is reviewing its position with respect to the president's deleted tweet, which was the root cause of the whole ruffle. Regrets that have unfortunately been deepened by the fact that, according to the president's unidentified and therefore unquotable sources, the president is threatening to also ban Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Tinder, and have the whole country revert to communicating via smoke signals and talking drums, relying solely on NTA, a local one, not the international one, for news. Having therefore had a little bit of time to reflect on their decision to delay the president's tweet, which threatened a section of the country with repeat genocide, Twitter has allegedly written the Nigerian president a letter of apology. While the rest of you were busy looking for the letter, sources close to me were able to actually lay hand on the original and authentic, only existing copy of alleged letter. We produce it herewith for your reading pleasure. Dear President Buhari, from the comfort of my home in more civilized climes, I pen you these few heartfelt condolences from a sincere heart. I hope that this missive of commiseration with me meets you well. If so, doxology. So we are here that you are clear also that we responded to the complaints of your citizens about a tweet in which you threatened a portion of your country with a repeat performance from the Civil War era. After reviewing said tweet and found it to be offensive, we took it off our platform, an incident to which you responded by subsequently and in true dictatorial form, banning us from operating in Nigeria. Fair enough. We understand that your feathers were indeed ruffled, that your citizens not only dared, but indeed had enough courage to push through a demand for respect and wisdom in dealing with your country's problems. You must have been even more frustrated that there was no gathering at a physical spot in order to achieve this feat. So it was practically impossible to send a team of armed military men to go and open fire on youth who are exercising their rights to civil disobedience. The thing is, we hardly noticed that you banned Twitter from operating in Nigeria. Again, you forgot that you were dealing with a generation that literally makes a way where there seems to be no way. Right now, your citizens appear to have gained status in so many different countries of the world, from which they continue to make their presence and opinions known on Twitter. Worse still, rather than containing Nigerian issues to a particular geographical location, they now trend as #1 on global Twitter rankings. You know what that means, don't you? The only people who do not know now about your mishandling and mismanagement of the Nigerian economy must be aliens resident in mass. The rest of the world is now painfully aware. I am not too sure that was your original intention when you were banning the internet. Sadly, though, neither you nor any of your watchdogs can now openly confront any Nigerian who is on Twitter. This is because you have to explain how you got on Twitter to see them there. In other words, you have created an underground communications channel that is operating out there in the open, right under your proverbial nose, and you are powerless to do anything about it. Sounds like a plan, right? You do have an election coming up soon, don't you? You and your party are famous for using the same social media you now plan to ban to spread propaganda and misinformation and generally maintain an army of social media influencers who run around running interference for you. Not that it matters, but I am seriously wondering how much of India you hope to be able to influence in the upcoming elections. Remember that a large percentage of your country people residents in India are from the Dot nation. If they are on that app, they are probably waiting with stones to pelt the first unfortunate person that opens their mouths to try to sell to them a party with a president that has constantly harangued and threatened them with pogroms. You need us more than we need you, Mr. President. I mean, it is not just you or members of your administration, your social media influencer, and a handful of other Nigerians who are just downloading the app in order to see how hard you fail there that are on your new micro blogging abode. It's so very, very interesting. Well, to continue, says the bulk of the people that you seek to provide a new president for, especially if rumors of you seeking a third time in office are to be disregarded, or are spread out all over the world and active on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So, what's your strategy for 2023 election? Bishop Buhari preaching to the choir, or as for the allegations that Twitter chose Ghana for its physical location over and above Nigeria, if you pause to think about it, it was a very wise decision. Less than a fortnight after that decision was taken, your administration had banned us from Nigeria. Imagine if we had a physical location staffed by both Nigerians and expatriates, what will have happened? Your Minister of Miscommunication and Disinformation has already accused Twitter of being against the sovereignty of the country and other spurious allegations. Knowing how the Nigerian government operates and remembering that, and also remembering what happened till date, a large number of NSAS protesters are still missing, with the government actually expending a lot of energy in trying to run counter propaganda to prove that no harm came to any protesters at Lekki tollgate. It requires a little twist of the imagination to see what would have been of a physical Twitter location in Nigeria the day of the deleting of the offensive tweet. Van loads of armed to the teeth security personnel sweeping and swooping down on the office, arrest of Twitter staff and personnel. Yes, this person is saying if Twitter was located in Nigeria, which is the headquarters located in Nigeria, and the president's tweet was removed or deleted, that means there will be van loads of armed men, and they will be armed to the teeth, and they are all security personnel, and they will be sweeping down the office of Twitter, and they will make an arrest of Twitter staff and personnel. Illegal detention and imprisonment will be the order of the day. Propaganda and misinformation about Twitter will begin to be spread by your social media influencers. No accusation would be too miscalculated or misused or too elaborate to be flung our way. So thanks, but no thanks. Another way to look at it, we saved you from being the proverbial jackass in the international community, and stories of your notorious and notoriety continuing to spread. It would have been embarrassment of epic proportion. Well, enjoy cohabiting with your cabals and enjoy the ban of Twitter. But as it is, Nigerians are really enjoying Twitter even the more, and they have laid a mark in social media world. Twitter has been banned by Buhari, but Nigerians are still enjoying the Twitter. Isn't this an irony? Isn't this a blasphemy? Isn't this a propaganda? Well, I leave you with the comment section. Thanks for listening.